Welcome to another episode of the Meal Prep Monday podcast. I'm your host and founder of Prep Dish, Allison Schaaf. In today's episode, I'm discussing 5 things I am loving for my skin right now. Before we get into today's episode, I have an email from Prep Dish customer Anne. Anne writes, I just have to say this is the most incredible service. I didn't like the meal prep services that send you the ingredients because then you have no control over the price of your food. With Prep Dish, you can buy your ingredients anywhere. It has saved me so much time and energy with my family of 5. Total game changer for busy families to cook more and eat healthy. Thank you. And thank you so much for sharing. I'm glad to hear that you found the perfect fit with Prep Dish and that it's saving you time and money. If you're listening to this and if you have not tried our meal plans, we do have an exclusive 14-day free trial set up at prepdish.com/MPM, short for Meal Prep Monday. And if you want to give it a try, that's the best way. 2 weeks, see how it works for you and your family. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive into the content for today. So 5 things I am loving for my skin. I have 5 different things. One of the things that prompted this episode, I used to be a big fan of beauty counter products. Beauty counters basically gone under. It might still exist, but they're not using consultants and a lot of the products are hard to find. So over the past kind of several months, I've been not quite scrambling, but looking for alternatives because before Beauty Counter was my kind of like one-stop shop. So I've been looking for other kind of non-toxic, cleaner alternatives for makeup and skincare. So I'm going to go over a few of those items in this list of 5 things. I also have a treatment that I recently did, and that's where I'm going to start actually is with the treatment. So the treatment came about. My husband got me a gift card for a facial back in May for either my birthday or Mother's Day. And honestly, I'm not a huge fan of facials. I feel like you go in and yes, it's relaxing, but a lot of times it's a lot of product, maybe not products I would otherwise love or want to use on my skin. And maybe for a few days, like I feel a little better, but I don't notice a long-term difference when I'm getting facials. And maybe I'm just like going to the wrong place or I'm just not into it that much. So I started looking at their menu of services to see if there was something else. I really was looking for something where it's like, okay, I can go in and notice a difference, like get something that's more of a treatment, but also something that's not maybe, I don't know, more like along the lines of non-toxic. And I noticed that they did microneedling. And this is something that had been on my radar. It's basically going in, kind of using this, I mean, it's a microneedle, so a little needle that goes in and kind of removes the top layer of your skin and really just forces this production of collagen and elastin to have this kind of new layer of skin and even out your skin tone and also remove some of the fine lines. And so I decided that that's what I wanted to do. The more I looked into it, they really recommend a minimum of 3 sessions. And depending on what you're looking for, maybe a few more than that. I went in just committing to the 1 session. I did it. I enjoyed it overall. You know, around the nose area in particular, it's a little painful, I would say, or it feels like really strange, I guess. But the pain level was tolerable. And part of me actually kind of enjoyed it because it felt like it was doing something, right? Like it felt, and it was kind of like removing this top layer. And there is a recovery process of a few days where you're not really supposed to wear any makeup and you're not supposed to go out in the sun. So it wouldn't be ideal to do in the summer. It's better to do kind of in the fall or winter when you're not outside as much anyway. But overall, the recovery process was pretty easy. And then I did notice a difference. I feel like it did even out my skin tone and some of my fine lines were noticeably smaller. So I did go in and do a second treatment. I think ideally I would do a third, but timing wise, I just wasn't able to make it work. And there's also kind of a budgetary thing. It's, you know, a little on the pricier side, but I definitely enjoyed the 2 treatments. If I were to do it again, maybe in a year or 2, I perhaps would go in and try and figure out a way to do the 3 appointments. And the place I go to, if you know, kind of set up multiple appointments, you can get a discount. So perhaps next time I will do that. But for now, I was happy with my 2 appointments. If you're looking for something, I don't know, I enjoyed it. I thought it made a difference and would recommend it if it sounds like something that you would be interested in. Okay, number 2, this is a product, but I'm going to give a little history here. So back in the spring, I one makeup consultation at a silent auction at our school. And there's a mom that goes to our school who has this line of products called Uli, and it's olive oil based. And with the makeup consultation, so she's a makeup artist by background, and the consultation was great. She helped, give recommendations for some products. Like I started using Ilia. I think even Honest Company, she had a few different recommendations on different things, just again, to make those swaps for a beauty counter. And I've been doing it over time, like as I ran out of product. And recently I ran out of eye makeup remover to remove mascara. And she said, well, have you tried my Uli's product? And it's this like olive oil you can use as an oil cleanser. And so I got a bottle of that and have been using that to remove my eye makeup. And it is so much better than the Beauty Counter eye makeup remover. It has chamomile in it, so it smells really good. I almost wonder you could probably use plain olive oil, but I think her formula is a step above for sure. I'm not doing a gift guide this year. Sometimes this time of year, I will do gift guide episodes. But if you are looking for a gift, I've used it even when I traveled. I use it to remove all of my makeup. I'm not big on oil cleansers all the time, but it's definitely kind of multi-purpose use. So if you're looking for a gift, I think it would make a really good gift. I will make sure it's linked in the show notes, but I've just been loving that to remove my eye makeup. Smells great. No stinging. Like I feel like the Beauty Counter eye makeup remover would sometimes sting, and this just does a great job and really clean ingredients. So Uli's would be a great one to check out. Number 3 thing I am loving is face taping. I think I've talked about this on here, but it's just it's specific tape that you buy, but it's taping my face at night to help reduce some of the fine lines on your face. I will say the face taping has been great, but also in combination with sleeping on my back. So I've been still working to sleep on my back. I'd say it's about 70% of the time that I'm able to do that. And number one, with the back sleeping, it's definitely reduced neck and shoulder pain, but it also has made a huge difference on face wrinkles. So I'd say I was motivated to do it because of the neck and shoulder pain, but a bonus has been less waking up with those fine lines on your face. So that's number 3. Number 4, the brand that I would say I've mainly replaced all of my like face wash and lotions and a lot of my facial skincare products is Dime Beauty, Dime. So if you are looking for a clean beauty brand, that's one that I've been using for 4 or 5 months now, and maybe even longer than that. And I really liked it. I like their cleanser. I really like their lotions. In the past, I've been a little nervous to put too many lotions on my face because I feel like sometimes they can clog my pores, but these have been really great in keeping my face hydrated. They also have a hyaluronic acid. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, which has been great, especially after microneedling. It's good to do a lot of hyaluronic acid to help kind of boost your collagen and get everything back in order. So I've been relying on that a lot lately, especially after the treatments. So number 4 was Dime Beauty. And then number 5, things I'm loving for my skin. This is just proper hydration and overall diet, really. But hydration is one that I notice makes a big difference for my skin. One hack that I have been doing, it's sort of a habit stack. I feel like in the mornings, I kind of have a beverage routine and get hydrated. And then at the end of the day, I also have some different supplements and things that I take to get hydrated. But throughout the day, I have noticed I don't do a great job of hydrating. So my latest trick is I always fill a large glass bottle. I think it's 28 ounces. And if I'm going in the car, especially to pick up the kids, on the drive, I basically just chug that whole bottle. So it's getting in like, I don't know, a third of my water for the day or whatever it is. I don't track my water throughout the day, but I've just found that like midday chug of that big glass of water has been super helpful. And even if just whatever I'm doing in the car, it's like when I go in the car, I grab that. I make sure if it's a long drive that I drink it at the end. So like when I pick up the kids, I wait until after I pick them up and then on the drive home, chug it. So that way I'm not having to stop for any bathroom breaks or anything. But that has been a really effective way to make sure I'm hydrating enough. So that's made a difference. And then in terms of diet, of course, our prep dish meals are something we rely on. And I do think eating at home, not eating out, having just proteins and vegetables and a really clean diet makes a big difference in skincare. And for us, that's prep dish. I get on, order my groceries, and that's how I make sure that my family's eating healthy meals throughout the week. So as I mentioned earlier in the episode, if you are looking for help getting healthy meals on the table, prepdish.com/MPM for 2 weeks free. But yeah, those are my 5 things that I am loving for my skin right now. One more quick note, if you're a longtime listener of this podcast and have not left a review of the podcast, I would really appreciate it. It just helps other people to find us. If you know of a friend or family member, someone that might enjoy this podcast, if you could just hit that share button or take a quick screenshot and shoot a text over, that just really helps us out here. A lot of our growth at Prep Dish is word of mouth. So I really appreciate those of you that share us. So thank you so much for that. That is all I have for this week. I will be back again next Monday with another episode.